Okay, we have head coach Alex Simmons and fifth-year senior Kai Carter. First up.
Alex, that was an in-state battle. I was telling the Tennessee players that when you rebounded here, you used to tell people, find somebody and hit them. I assume you've instructed your players to do the same. Just how physical was that game? How proud are you of your team? I know you're not looking for moral victories, but that was a heck of a performance against a ranked team.
Yeah, we knew that coming into this game that rebounding would be very, very important for us. My goal wasn't to win the rebounding battle. My goal was to be within 5. We knew that obviously they were bigger than us, but I felt like we had more athleticism. Throughout that game, I thought we had more toughness at times. That the rebounding, as everybody knows around here, wins championships, and that's what we're trying to do. Tonight we were trying to win this game. I knew they had us on the boards, but I felt like if we would have focused a little bit more on our box outs and hitting and sticking and things that we work on in practice, the outcome could have been a little bit different.
Tennessee had a 9-point lead with 3 minutes left, and your team, stormed back to send it to overtime. What did you see from your team that allowed you guys to get there and give yourselves another chance to win?
I told the team after the game we had fight and we had no fear. And moving forward, we shouldn't have any fear in anybody that we play. We said we wanted to take it 4 minutes at a time, possession by possession, and worry about what happened and what happens next in the huddle. But I thought our fight down the stretch to even descend into overtime, the one thing that we didn't do well on one thing was the one thing that sent into overtime, which is a rebound. I think there were spots where we gave them second chance points. I think when you look at the free throws and how many times we got to the free throw line, I felt like we probably should have gotten there a little bit more. But when another team can shoot the free throw line, get to the free throw line 32 times and 24 points from the free throw line, it's tough to overcome that.
Coach, you went with a full court press that gave Tennessee a lot of trouble. What kind of went into that decision, and then how did you see Tennessee react, or your players kind of thrive in that defense?
That's part of our identity. We want to play defense and cause hell for 94 feet for 40 minutes. I felt like especially Raven Sims off the bench, Kiari Kane off the bench, Shelby Brown, who's one of our starters. They're some of our more pressure defenders. I thought those 3 kids in particular did a great job on both ends, but in particular on the defensive end. We wanted to cause chaos. We knew who their ball handlers were. We knew who could handle pressure on their team. And we wanted to pinpoint those and really expose that in the full court.
Kai, such a close game, able to send it to overtime. What do you feel like your team is able to take most from tonight moving forward?
I think the main thing is us staying together. I feel like this was it was one of the most fun games that we played so far as our energy on the bench and just staying together the whole time. So us staying together and fighting to the end was the main thing.
Kai, Tennessee obviously got out to a quick start, and I've seen teams flinch here when that happens. Y'all not only didn't flinch, you took the lead and held it at halftime. Just what were the conversations in the huddle? What was the mindset in that first half?
Our coaches was really honing in our energy, and before the game they were preaching rebounding and just getting us prepared for the game. So going off of what our coaches were preaching to us and feeding off of each other energy is what kept us in the game.
Kai, that steal at the end of regulation where you guys were able to, with 12 seconds left, get the ball and score and tie it. Were you guys expecting to try to get a steal out of that? Were you surprised that that opportunity came? What kind of, were you guys expecting out of that last play?
We weren't surprised. We knew that we had to do something to get a stop, so it didn't come by surprise. We just had to lock in on defense, and that's what happened.
Coach, 7 of 20 from 3, obviously a huge factor keeping you in this game. Was that an emphasis going into this game, just letting the ball fly?
No, not necessarily. I think that's probably the mindset if you think you're going into a game to lose. We shoot the 3 ball pretty well. Some of our guards As long as it was in rhythm, I didn't necessarily mind that. I think the biggest stat that I see on our stat sheet is that we had 28 points in the paint. 7 of 20 from the three is great, but when you look at that number, 28 points against a team who is bigger than you, I think that speaks volumes.
Coach, as you move forward, this is obviously your first year coaching. How does a performance like this help you build a culture in your new program?
I think it just shows a little bit and a glimpse of who we are as a program. Right now we're building chemistry. We're learning how to play with each other. I'm learning how to coach them as a group and as individuals, but I think we have some players who should have a lot of confidence coming out of this game. I think we see what we can do, especially on the defensive end, especially in the full court. But I think it's a game where we just continue to build our identity. But moving forward, again, I told the team in the locker room, we should have no fear moving forward.
Alex, now that the game is over, I know how competitive you are and how locked in you were for this game, but what was it like coming home? I mean, did you share anything with your team about your time here, and then just the reception from the crowd? Obviously, Lady Vols fans remember who you were and what you did here.
Yeah, Lady Vol fans have always been loyal. And they're always going to follow you no matter what you're doing, whether it's coaching, playing, starting your own business. Everybody here really, really supports the program, and whether you're in the program or you're a past player. So I think that's always special when you can come back to a place like this. You can see the history. Your players can see the statue of Pat outside. You can see the banners up in the rafters. The players who have had their jerseys retired. It's a special place and a special program. But I didn't really share any stories because I think I was pretty locked into winning the game. I didn't want to take our focus off of what our main goal was coming here, which was to win the basketball game.
My final question.
I was going to ask you, you got a pretty good ovation when they announced you before the game. It seemed like you were trying to hold back a smile. Was that the case?
No. Just simply put, no. I was more worried about the tip because I knew they run the back screen off the tip, but I didn't know if they were going to run it because Rakia wasn't playing. So that's really what, honestly, if you want me to be blunt.
All right, thanks, guys.